class collie over here. So you're going to tie the knot this time, okay? Yes. Any knot you like, left over right, right over left, it doesn't matter to me. That is superb workmanship. What do you call that kind of knot? You call it a regular knot. We're going to add yours to this. And again, you get to be creative on this side as well. If you will tie these two together for me, if you please. See if she ties the exact same kind of knot. Well, you're doing quite a science of this thing. It's looking marvelous, though I have to confess.
She's doing something tricky.
When you come back for the late show. Of course. What do you call that? That looks like a Starbucks knot. No, it's handcrafted. Everything at Starbucks is handcrafted. And organically grown and locally sourced. These handkerchiefs are all of those things. No polyesters were hurt in the making of these scarves. Now, here's the idea. You're going to do the magic this time. You'll get to hold the handkerchiefs, but I want you to tie the third knot on the very bottom, okay? So you just tie these two together. Get ready to clap your hand. Wait a second. Oh, can you hold that for a second? Something amazing has happened, and yet no one's clapped their hands. I don't know what happened. No, the problem is here we have too many handkerchiefs. Too many handkerchiefs. We'll just work with two. Everybody here who's ever been a Scout, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, now they're almost together in the same group, I understand. Which means you're only going to get half as many merit badges these days. Knows about the famous square knot. Do you know what a square knot is? It's a knot tied by squares. It's a left over right, it's a right over left. The unique thing about a square knot is the more you pull on it, the tighter it gets. Would you hold on to that one? Fantastic. Would you hold on to that one? Give it a little bit of a tug. Excellent. I can see it tightening up right here. Let go just for a second. You did it beautifully. I want to make it just a little bit tighter. I don't think we can do that, so let's make the knot a little bigger. That's the American way, you know. If you can't improve something, complicate it. Add another knot on top of that one. You're doing very, very well. Have you ever done this sort of thing before? No. Helped a magician out? No. Well, you've done beautifully there. Can I make it just a little bit tighter? Yeah? We're going to have you add another knot. Well, I get a better idea. We're going to have these two ladies have another tug of war, pulling on these knots, making it very tight indeed. Remember, the goal here is not to pull each other over. It's just to tighten up the knot. Okay. To me, a tug of war is two people pulling in the same direction from opposite ends. Okay? So you hold on to this one. You just take that one. Wait a second. Something weird is going on. This is starting to look like Groundhog Day. I'll tell you what. I'll just try one on my own. This is a unique kind of knot. This is a very special kind of knot, and I'll tell you why. Every time you tie a knot, the two cords, the two strings, the two shoelaces always come from opposite ends. I think you'll agree. But in this case, they run side by side, parallel. We're going to actually tie these two together into one big loop. For that reason, it's called the integrated knot, or a harmonious knot. Both ends go through the center.
He's doing something tricky.
I might be. Pull on those two ends. Really pull. All right. And do me a big favor, Holly. Pull those. Try to pull them apart. They don't come apart, do they?
No.
Beautifully done. There is only one, well, there's two ways to untie this knot. One is the gentleman's way, the way a guy would do it, which is get a knife, a pair of scissors, or even a power tool, and start hacking away at that thing. The knot would be gone, but you'd be left with two severed scarves. Then there's what I would call the feminine approach, if I may be so bold, which is a little more delicate. The women have a little more patience. They would untie the knot very carefully, maybe break a fingernail, but the handkerchiefs would look perfect at the end. Well, this blends a little bit of both styles. We are actually going to split this knot down the middle. Even though the knots were integrated, even though they were tied at the exact same time, we're going to split it into two, right before your eyes. To do that, we just wind them up like this. Okay? Could you hold on to one of those ends? And you hold on to the other. Here's the idea. When I say go, on the count of three, I want you to let go of those ends. The knot will unspiral, we'll break it into two pieces. 1, 2, 3, go. Just like that. There's a knot on that side, there's a knot on that side. An impossible